I'm Stephen Ham from Archery Supplies. I just got back from the Australian Target National Championships. So I want to just talk a little bit about it, and I'm going to do it in various videos. But this time I want to talk about the teams matches. Okay, so I want to get your thoughts. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it, right? So I want to just discuss what happens with the Australian Nationals, okay? There's 140 people which competed at the Nationals. Okay, 140 people. There was roughly, ballpark numbers, I'm going to say 95 recurvers and 45 compounds. A massive more recurve archers than compound shooters. It's crazy. And I'm going to say previously it wasn't like this. Previously it would have been the other way around with many more compound shooters than the recurve shooters. But now recurve shooter is dominant. There was twice as many men as women. Okay. Now at the junior nationals, the number of boys and girls were the same, which was interesting to me because when I was a junior, predominantly boys did archery. Okay. So that's changed around, and there's reasons for that, but I'm not going to go into that reason. Now, there's teams competition. Okay, so the way it works, you shoot a 72 arrow round. So I shot a 72 arrow round, and I team up with other archers. So for myself, I teamed up with the two archers you see in my videos, often the two young 14-year-old boys, who are far superior to me in shooting. Okay. So I felt like the weak link here, right? I felt like I was letting these kids down. Okay, so, and people are going to say in match play, you've always got a chance to win, and it's very defeatist. No, I've been shooting for 40 years. I know my capabilities, and I know where I sit. And on my greatest day, I'm not going to beat an Olympian on their poorest day. Okay, it's just the way it is. Okay, right. So I teamed up with them. There's boys matches, there's girls matches. There's a mixed team where a boy and a girl team up. Now that's a problem because there's twice as many boys as girls, so half the boys won't get into a team with a girl. And you've also got to know people to form a team. So if you don't know people, how do you form a team, right? So let's say you're in a rural club and you practice a lot. It's like, how do I form a team? Right? It's hard. So this is where I'm going to go to, right? So the championship, you shoot off, you form a team, and the way it works, you go up there, you shoot a couple of arrows, your teammate shoots 2 arrows, your next teammate shoots 2 arrows, and whoever shoots the highest 6 arrows of the two teams gets 2 points. Okay, that's the way it works for recurve. Compound's a little bit different, but we'll just start there, right? Okay, so my problem is the teams that won. I'm going to put them up on the screen. Okay, so I'm going to put up the teams who won. Now, my problem is these names mean nothing to me. They're completely pointless names. You might as well call them Freddy 1, Freddy 2, and Fred 5, right? Because they mean nothing. They're teams that have just been put together. Generally what it is the best archers team up together so they can get some more medals, right? But no, it's actually worse than that. Okay, so I'm going to go into this. So what Archery Australia does is they say, we'll pick our top 3 archers, and we're going to put them in a team. We're going to pick the next top 3 archers, put them in a team, and we're going to put the next top 3 archers in a team. And we're going to call them Team 1, Team 2, and Team 3. So if you're like me, and I've got two 14-year-olds, we're going to come up against one of those top teams in Australia that they can put together from all across Australia. Well, is that fair? So let's say the kids shoot great and they beat one of these top teams. To me, it's just pointless. And when I say pointless, I mean absolutely pointless. It's got no meaning, no nothing. No one knows who's in any of these teams. It means nothing. How you get in these teams means nothing. And that's not saying that Australia picking you to be in the top team doesn't mean something, because it probably does. But you already know you're one of the top archers in Australia, and they've already teamed you up with the next second best archer. So it's like when you're coming up against some old guys. Is there much competition for you? Do you feel the pressure? What you're looking for is to want to feel pressure. So when you go to the Olympics, when you go to an international competition, you're going to feel pressure. What Archery Australia has done is they've gone, what we're going to do, mate, we're going to make it easy for you. We're going to give you a easy little thing right the way through to the final and give you a gold medal to show you that you're a good archer. Mate, you already know you're a good archer. You don't need Archery Australia, the CEO, to tell you you're a good archer. You already know it. The problem is on the world stage, we need to improve. That's Australia, right? So we need to put our archers under more pressure. This is my view. Now, there's various ways you could fix this problem, in my view. You could have a state-based system. So to qualify for a team, the state has to pick its top 3 archers, put up against the 3 archers from another team. Now, to me, that's cool because actually making the top 3 archers in your state means something. You've got to work for it. Like South Australia would pick its top 3 archers, New South Wales would pick its top 3 archers, and New South Wales and South Australia would do head-to-head to see who's got the best 3 archers. It would mean something. At the moment, it means 0. Complete fail, Archery Australia, in my view. Right. Now, the teams for women. And when I say women, men and women together. At the moment, what you do is you say, well, who's the best male archer and who's the best female archer? Let's team up and try and get the gold medal. Completely meaningless, in my view, right? It would be more meaningful if Queensland said, who's our top recurve archer? Because it would mean something then to be the top male recurve archer in the state, because you've got more chance of getting the gold. It would mean something to be the top female archer in Queensland, because you're teaming up with the top male archer in Queensland, who's then going to head up against the other states. It would mean something. When the matches are on, they would be in state colours. It would mean something. At the moment, it means nothing, in my view. Now, I would be happy with South Australia having 2 teams, and different states having 2 teams, like having a Team A, Team B, but I'm pretty happy with just 1 team per state. Now, it was suggested to me from an Olympian who said this was also rubbish. I'm not going to name him. I would say one of the more famous archers we have. He said this was rubbish also. And he said this could be a club-based system. So clubs could put in a team. So you'd have Adelaide Archery Club's top archers to define who is the best club in Australia. Whether that's fair or not, because the size of the different clubs, but it would be interesting. Adelaide Archery Club would probably have the team for this state for recurve archers. Victor Harbour might have the compound team, or Cressy might have the compound team. But that team would then determine what is the top club for a recurve archer. That would be interesting, right? It would mean the regional clubs are going to do it tough because they're going to struggle to get 2 archers together. But anyway, I think it would be interesting, okay? It was also put forward to me by an Olympic archer that it could be shop-based. So where shops would basically buy, when I say buy, they would have archers represent them. So it'd be the shops around Australia would be sponsoring shooters to put in, but I'm not sure how that works because certain shops have got distributorships, and then those distributorships then give away bows, and that makes it hard for the smaller shops to do so. So I'm more in the state-based thing. I think it makes sense. Where states, it makes sense to me. Yeah, we have state coaches, we have state coaching systems. It makes sense to me. I would have liked to see, when I say my 2 14-year-olds, up with our top recurve archer in the state, up against the other 3 archers from another state. I think they would have done well, okay? And I think it would have given them experience of shooting against the top archers in Australia, and it would have put the top recurve archers in Australia under pressure, because these kids are up and coming, and they would have felt that they've got a chance to win, okay? Now, in the boys and the girls thing, same thing applies. You know, you're putting your top archers together, and a state would need to have 2. At the moment, the top archers are very much split around Australia, so you're not going to get a a concentration of top archers. Now, that hasn't been the case in the past. WA originally had all the top archers, and there's been periods where Queensland's have the top archers, and there's been periods where all 3 Olympians came from South Australia. But it all depends on the coaches and the program in that state. Okay, so I think that would make sense, and I'm very happy with that idea. You're going to say, because it's your idea, Stephen. It means something when South Australia wins the gold medal 3 years in a row. It means something, okay? When I went to the Junior Nationals as state manager for the state team, I wanted to beat New South Wales, okay? And if I had 2 archers in my state team who I wanted in the state team, we would have beaten New South Wales. Why did I want to beat New South Wales? Because I haven't beaten New South Wales, okay? My state junior team in ACT didn't beat New South Wales. I think we came second. We came second this year as well. New South Wales, biggest state, but like I said, if I had two other kids in the team, we would have beaten them, right? So that's my view on what the way teams could be, because at the moment they just made up names like My Stabilizer's Stiff, Perky's, G40, W40. Let's come up with some other names here. Up the Arch, Bow. What does this stuff mean? Hashtag removed. I don't know what this stuff means. The rejects, X squad. I just don't understand. Now, the other thing I'm going to say, in the ladies compound teams event, there was only 4 teams. 4 teams. So that means you've got a 75% chance of getting a medal. If you had state-based teams, hopefully each state would field a team, and then you'd have maybe 7 teams or 6 teams competing, and hence there's more competition, and it's more stuff, more competition. You want the competition, you want weaker archers with stronger archers, so it puts the stronger archers under pressure, and the weaker archers don't feel like, well, I'm really going to let this side down, like I felt, right? As it turned out, I didn't. I shot okay, but I felt the pressure for weeks and weeks, right? And I did train really hard, right? So anyway, that's my view on teams. I'm going to talk about the Nationals and my view on how it is and all that sort of stuff in other videos, but this is about teams, okay? I want to talk about teams, and basically the way, and the other thing with teams for me, so my team match was on at, I think my team match was on at 4 o'clock. So we go out there and shoot our 9 arrows. We win, okay? And then we go out and shoot another 9 arrows against an Olympian team, right? Which we didn't do too bad, right? Like, we literally, total score difference was about 3 points. We didn't shoot outside the 8 ring. And if Ryan Tyack wasn't on that Olympic team and the other 2 guys on the Olympic team are going, you're overrating yourselves. They shot 8s, they shot 7s. Ryan Tyack shot them all in the 10, from my memory. And that's the problem, because you've just got 3 good archers together who one is capable, at least one of them is capable of throwing them all in 10. For lesser teams, it's very hard for an archer to throw them all in the 10, okay? So if Ryan wasn't there and a lesser archer was with those 2 archers, it would have been a match, because it was only 3 points difference, okay? That's my point. And Ryan's a very, very impressive archer, okay? Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave it with teams and my view on that. So basically, I'm waiting the whole day to shoot, as it turned out, 18 arrows. A lot of people are out with 9 arrows. So you're waiting there the whole day to shoot 9 arrows. And the stress. But it's interesting. It is interesting, but I just think it needs to be looked at. And teams are important because they are in the Olympics. So it's something they need to practice on the timings and how it goes and get used to the pressure. Because I felt the pressure in the team situation, more so than just shooting here in my backyard where I can pull through the clicker easy here, and yeah, it's very, very different. And one thing that struck me was watching the Olympians and shooting next to them was they are so quick compared to me and compared to the 2 14-year-olds. They just pull straight through the clicker, or I'm aiming. So timing. I'm going to talk timing. But anyway, teams events in the Australian Nationals, my view. Now, I spoke to when I spoke to lots of people there. I spoke to other people who have been very high up in Archery Australia who had very similar views, if not the same views that I had. So they said it was bullshit, and it makes a joke. So I'm not going to name them because they'll probably get in trouble. They probably don't care, but I'm not going to name them because I never said I would. Anyway, that's my view, and if I get in trouble from Archery Australia and other people, that's okay. It's my view, and I'm entitled to have my view on the way it should be done, because at the moment it's rubbish. Fix it. Thanks for watching. Bye.